Based on your experience, is it better to have a more physical element to your lineup when you're playing on the road?
It's not about if you're on the road or not. It's not road. Road is the same as home. It's just who's in the lineup on the other side and what we need ourselves, our team, to have a better game.
How many things have you changed or mixed up for tomorrow's game? I see the locker stalls have changed, an optional skate. What all have you?
Well, I didn't change that. I guess that's the players. So I'm not superstitious. I actually love to go against superstition. So I hate to be slave to any superstition. So if things are different, they're different not because I've asked it. So that could be good.
If Chris Neil doesn't play tomorrow, did you still send us? Is the same message sent then from Game 5? Does it carry over, or is it completely non-existent?
Like I said, there's nothing that carries over from one game to another. Right? There's no momentum from one game to another. There's no momentum from one period to another. You start back at zero every time. And we have to have that mentality, or else we're still stuck at the game that we won, and we're not there anymore. We're here today practicing, and some guys taking care of some of their banged up areas, and it's not game day. Tomorrow's game day, and the only focus we've got is the first 10 minutes of tomorrow's game, which need to be better than they were the last time that we were here. And that's the only focus we've had, I mean, all year. You know that. We've had the same thing in the playoffs. We're definitely not looking at clinching or after the game and next game. It's 10 minutes. We gotta have a good 10-minute start, because we know they're gonna be coming out surging.
Why do you like to go against superstition?
Because I don't like to be slave to things that don't really matter. That's the mind making it more important than anything else. I think for me, it's now is now, before is before, and after is after. And the only thing that we control is now. And so we control how we think and how we feel.
Guy, what do you account for this team being able to defy the odds when the chips are down?
I just think that our guys have displayed a lot of character. They've developed a team soul. There's a collectiveness to this group that really displayed an ongoing bond and a growing bond throughout the entire year. And it comes from outside of the ice stuff and on ice stuff. And it's a real one. It's not something that you ask for. It's something that's built over the course of the year, in terms of caring for the players around you, but also I think there's a lot of caring about the details that we talked about already in training camp. And I think that's, to me, that's where I'm very impressed with the players. It's easy to say that you care about the task and the plan, but to actually go out there and relentlessly go after it, and game after game, really wanting to adjust to what we're asking and being on the same page is another story. And I think the credit goes to them 100% on how they bought in and what they've done with what we were trying to do. They're the ones who are taking it further. They're the ones who have to deal with it in pressure times and tough times, and they definitely deserve what they're doing. And you know, we never wanted to be lucky. That's one thing we told ourselves all year. We don't want luck. We want to deserve what we do, and we don't deserve to win, then we don't win. And when we deserve to win, then we're expecting to. And I think our players have really showed that game in, game out, and through tough times, and that's why they believe in themselves, and they should, because they deserve it.
You talked last week about experiencing New York's desperation. Going into tomorrow, is it a positive for your group that you've already kind of experienced there?
Well, I think the players know, like we know. That's clear now. We saw it, and I think we developed a pushback. I think we saw a pushback last game. I thought the fourth game we were better, definitely in the third game, but we weren't good dealing with given them some of the freebies that we didn't want to give them, and we weren't good dealing with that in the second and third period. I felt where there's still a game, and as we see throughout the playoffs now, everywhere, it doesn't matter what the lead is, there's still a game. And we're really good at staying in games usually, and we didn't. And we were really good last game at home, and then we wanted to correct that. So it didn't matter. If we didn't start the right way, we weren't going to do what we did on the fourth game here and just give it away the rest of the game just because all of a sudden we're trying to be impatient and come back in some other way than our way. And I think the last game, when it was 2-0, on the bench, the right things were said amongst the players, not from me, amongst themselves. Leadership was great, and you could feel that because the guys knew we had legs, we had energy, we had confidence, and we were playing really well. We just made 2 mistakes, and it was in the back of our net, so we recognized that it was the same usual circumstances that we usually were good at coming back at, and we did. And I think that's where we have to be better. We want a good start, and a good start doesn't necessarily mean we have a lead. We just don't want to give freebies, and we want to have a pushback right away because we know they're going to be surging, and then we got to. But whatever happens in the first period, we got to manage it like we've had the last game and the previous games before that, and then we give ourselves a chance. But we know what's coming. We're a crazy crowd. Them surging, them at their best with all the urgency in the world, which makes them, a really, really tough team to beat.
Did you pay any attention at all to the other game tonight, the Pittsburgh-Washington game, to focusing or looking at that at all?
No. Sometimes I flip-flop channels. I watch a bit, but I'm a big focus guy. So I'll see some parts and see the highlights, and maybe I'll finish watching the game or something like that. But I don't. No, I rather stay on this series because that's the only one that matters to me.
Have you been able to draw on your experience going to the conference finals 6 years ago, just personally, and all the things you faced in the playoffs?
All the things you face in the playoffs, of course. Yes, absolutely. Going to a conference final, we're not there. So we're in the second round, and we have plenty to take care of. And yeah, I think you always do, whether it's the season or the playoffs. If you've been there, there's definitely things that are coming, and that some of them you can prevent, and some of them you kind of know how to remedy them. And I think just like players have been there. They've seen it, they know they can manage it better, and hopefully that makes a difference.